One of the quotes that I heard recently is that marketers won't be replaced by AI, but they'll be replaced by marketers that use AI. And I think that's absolutely true. Like, how do we use it to our benefit? Even if you think about like writing copy or a blog, a lot of time the hardest part is kind of getting started, and it's easy to like refine and iterate and get ideas
Blank
from
sheet
that.
of paper problem.
Exactly.
Today, I'm speaking with Kelly Eliyahu, Senior Director of Product Marketing at Salesforce. Kelly is one of those people who lives and breathes marketing. She has a vibrant history of brand building and product marketing across tech, and now is a guru of marketing and data cloud here at Salesforce. Welcome, Kelly.
Thanks. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, you speak to marketers all around the world. What are you hearing currently as priorities and challenges at the moment?
Yeah, so one of the top challenges, and ironically, it's an inverse, the top challenges and the top priorities are really proving marketing ROI and impact. So how do you show that what you're doing is actually working? That's become more and more important, obviously, in sort of the macroeconomic world we're in, and really driving bottom line growth. That's what we're hearing.
I look at my role and I feel like it's definitely shifted and my priorities. Are you feeling the same when you have conversations with CMOs?
Absolutely. One of the things that we're seeing is that the CMO's role, if you think about it, has really shifted from just top of funnel, your traditional awareness, acquisition,
Big billboards,
brand building, big billboards, awesome taglines, right? And it's now about the entire customer relationship. So how is marketing a value multiplier with their sales counterparts, with their service counterparts, with merchandisers, right? With the loyalty team? How do they make sure that they're bringing in those, next best offer recommendations that we've had as marketers for a while now, but giving that to a sales rep, right at the right time to have a conversation, or even service of like, hey, here's a relevant thing to talk about when you're already engaging them for a, let's say, service for their car, those types of things. So really thinking about that full relationship end to end is at least how we're seeing it. And I know that you're feeling that as well.
Yeah, look, I think what you're describing is marketing as really being the trailblazer in an organization. And I guess what it requires, though, is no longer sitting in your own silo and having just marketing data, right, and looking at what we're doing. How do you see that? Like, how can a marketing organization look at other silos and bring it together? Is that something that you're proposing with Data Cloud?
Absolutely. I was going to say that is exactly why we built Data Cloud. So Data Cloud is actually an evolution of CDP. And the way that we talk about it is really that it's no longer just a customer data platform. So it's allowing you to not only connect data from any source, that's, your marketing engagement data, but, data from across sales, service, commerce, right? All of our clouds, but then external data. So bringing in data from a database or warehouse, like a Snowflake or a Databricks, all of that together. But then not just giving that access to marketers. I mean, that's great. That's great for us as marketers.
Yes.
But it's powerful for everyone in the business. And then to that value multiplier piece, if marketing is able to give this data to service and sales, it's ultimately going to help their numbers. It's going to help drive, marketing ROI and impact.
What are you seeing from examples of success? I think you've got a great story that you've been featuring recently in some of our keynotes. Maybe you want to share that example?
Yeah, so Fisher & Paykel, they're a
great New Zealand brand.
Great New Zealand brand. They're a company that comes top of mind. We were just chatting with their GM of digital, and they have some really impressive stats. So first off, they're a Data Cloud customer. They use, I think, our full suite. So they're like sales, service, marketing, commerce. But they've really leveraged data to, again, kind of unify that across everything and do things like bring in IoT data from, one of their use cases was from ovens. So they're able to understand if you put a roast in the oven, is that cooking at the right temperature? Is it starting to smoke, right? Is it actually maybe done, even though you think it's not done? And they can ding you and they can let you know. Does the water filter in the refrigerator need to be changed? All those types of like rich data that was never possible before. So they're able to leverage all of this, again, across the business to make their engagements, make every sort of touch point more personalized. And so one of the things they're seeing from that is over 200% increase in their email engagement rates.
That's an incredible number. You don't normally see that kind of return on something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What else are they seeing? Is there other examples from other parts of the business?
Yeah, so they've seen a 30% increase in case deflection.
Let me explain what that is. What does that
So
mean?
case deflection is basically a problem or issue never actually getting to a service rep.
Got it.
Which obviously is a huge cost savings. And the way they're able to do that is better understanding upfront, right? What kind of fridge do I have? And serve up all of those, FAQs, basic things to answer my question early, understand who I am, what I care about, that I've already actually read this thing, right? Or tried this thing, not having to repeat that conversation. And then again, leveraging automation to get me the information that I need upfront.
Now, coming closer to home, do you want to maybe share some of the sort of AI capabilities that are now in the platform and what's just been announced recently?
So one of the things, obviously, Mark and myself, that I'm particularly excited about is our campaign brief generation. So one of our new capabilities allows you to, large language model, you're just writing in natural language prompts and describing, hey, I want to create a campaign to, promote this video to CMOs that are interested in whatever. And the model is actually going to translate that into a recommendation of, hey, here's your target audience, here's your key messages, and write a full campaign brief for you. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just like a campaign brief that sits there. You can take action on that. So that campaign brief, which is, again, using data, using your inputs, can then automatically create all of the different elements of that campaign. So a draft of your email that will go out to this target audience segment will be coming out with SMS. If you've got a B2B campaign, it's doing landing pages and forms, as well as even building a journey for that customer. And you can build the segment, the target audience segment as well. Again, you don't need to know SQL. I don't know SQL. And I can literally just ask it, be like, hey, create this segment that was just described in my campaign brief, and it'll do that.
Share with me, is this now live? Like, when are we expecting this?
This is live.
Okay, it's GA now?
It's GA now.
So tell me then, where does this go next, right? We've been talking about agentic AI and autonomous future. How is that coming to Marketing Cloud and Data Cloud?
We're starting to see, right, the automation and the generation of, these tasks and these different pieces with the marketer in the loop at each step to be able to refine, provide feedback, edit, make sure everything looks kosher. And I think then we'll be able to start linking those things together. We're already doing that. So, again, the brief then automatically generates these different pieces. And then it'll start to move as we get more and more comfortable and as things improve technologically as well, to become more autonomous in sort of an end-to-end thing of like, I start with a campaign goal and a brief, and then everything just runs, right? And then the campaign agent knows that, we set this goal and we're not hitting that goal. And so how do we optimize up the top? And so we can have this like virtuous circle that I think we've been talking about forever in marketing done, but with the help of agents.
There might be folks listening that aren't yet using powerful platforms like you described, Marketing Cloud and these capabilities. What's the best way that they can get skilled up and start using this?
My biggest recommendation is always to start simple and start with very specific use cases. Understand what is going to be sort of that biggest value add and then reverse engineer from there. So an example is, I want to decrease the cost of customer acquisition. Fantastic. Let's unpack that. Well, let's start with, defining a more specific audience. What's the best data that we need for that, right? And kind of going back from there allows you to tackle different pieces of the business that have a measurable impact.
If you had a crystal ball and someone was just starting out in marketing, or there's teams, leaders that are bringing people in, what area of the cloud should they start on to get going?
I think that we absolutely need to be leaning into learning AI and learning how to leverage it as marketers. One of the quotes that I heard recently is that marketers won't be replaced by AI, but they'll be replaced by marketers that use AI. And I think that's absolutely true. Like, how do we use it to our benefit? Even if you think about like writing copy or a blog or, taglines, a lot of time the hardest part is kind of getting started, and it's easy to like refine and iterate and get ideas
the blank
from
sheet
that.
of paper problem.
Exactly. And so I think it can often solve the blank sheet of paper problem, right? We still need that extra creativity, like it's learning from data on the internet or our company data, the things that already exist. We need to invest in two things: understanding how to use it, but then also being creative. How do you think out of the box? How do you go back to first principles? How do you do all these things that, AI, at least right now, isn't good at, right?
Yes.
That creativity. That's the piece that's going to be unique for us. And so combining those two things is, I think, what the marketer of the future that I want to hire is going to look like.
Now tell me, the engineers are moving at such fast pace. Like, what can we expect, in the next 12 months from Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud? Like, what's coming next?
So in an upcoming release, I'm really excited for Agentforce personalization. So this is really going to be taking everything to the next level when you think about one-to-one personalization at scale, across channels, in real time, all the buzzwords. So how do you understand that there's a surface conversation that's happening through a chat and dynamically offer up personalized content and recommendations,
cool.
not only in that conversation, but let's say on the website. I know marketers really, obviously personalization is huge. I think you asked me again in the beginning of top priorities. I probably forgot that one,
Yeah, that is
which
a top
I shouldn't
priority.
have, because that's ultimately what drives all the other things, is this high level of personalization. So that's where we're kind of looking to next.
What I love about that is it's cross-channel and being able to do it in real time. So
Yeah.
You're hitting all the beats that are definitely top of mind for me. Well, with that, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're doing an amazing job. Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud are things that my team love and use. I know many of our customers do as well. So keep up the amazing work. Thank those engineers for us, and we hope to see you in the region soon.
Will do. Thank you so much.